Alrighty, so episode two of our daily market study. We're gonna go over the levels that we had set up for last night, and then we did get in one trade last night. We'll touch on GBP, JPY as well as far as the levels over there. Again, I don't trade that pair, but for this vlog series, we are going to mark up that chart as well as GU. So basically, what we're going to go over tonight is we did get into a decent trade here. So we got our 4%. Now, the way that I manage my trades and anyone that I teach how to trade my style, the way that we manage our trades basically is we get into one trade and we always set a 2 to 1 risk. Okay, so whatever the percentage is that you're going to trade for your account, you want a 2 to 1 for that risk to reward. Okay, and so just to keep it basic, simple math, if you're talking about 1%, you're going to have 1% risk to make 2%. Okay, and that's going to be one trade that you put on, and that's 2%. We're going to get that pretty much no matter what. If we don't see that a trade can at least get us 2%, then it's not a legitimate trade. Okay, and then what I do and what I teach anyone to do that I teach my style to is I put a second trade on, and this is my trailer, and that's going to be half of whatever that first percentage is. So in this example, we're talking 1%. So that second trade, we're going to risk half of a percent. So total, we're going to risk 1.5%. Once we get to our 2%, we're going to lock in that trade. So we already have a limit order set to be taken profit at that level. Okay. Then we bring our second trade, that half of percentage in this case, we bring that down to break even so that we guarantee our 2%, and then we leave the other half percent to trail. And we don't just leave it to trail, randomly. We pick a level. So in this case, we saw that there was a nice little demand zone right here, so that's what we're going to target. We could target the low just in case they want to go for a liquidity grab, which they did, but we want to get the level that we feel is going to get hit more than likely. Okay, so in this particular case, that was here, so we get 2%, and then we have a half a percent going down to here, which gives us another 2%. So total 4%. It's just a way that I like to make sure that when I get a good trade, I want to make sure that I get paid for that good trade. And if we can get more out of it, then that's what that trailer's for. So anyway, that was the trade last night. We had this supply zone here. Again, last night we mentioned this supply zone up here. If we got a bust through of this, then we were looking at it to, react here. Otherwise, this was the zone we were looking at. We just had this marked up right before we got done with the video. We were getting a little bit of reaction off of it, but it kept going up. We really didn't get the reaction we needed to get into the trade until this second level here. And as you can see, basically we had a level on top of a level. So we had this level marked up. This one was right above it, and so when we saw it go above, we just kind of look left, see if it has anything that it's looking to chase. At that point, we see that there was another level right above it. And then if you're familiar with ICT and the way that he trades, basically you have a breaker block right here. So price broke through this level right here, and so you have a breaker right on top of a level on top of a level. So yeah, kind of one of those real confident trades that you could take at that point. And so real good trade, 4 to 1, risk to reward total is what we got on that. And then, yeah, we got kind of excited when it got down to here. Now, I don't trade past 10 o'clock my time, which is basically noon Eastern Standard Time. And so once we started getting down to this level, I got a little irritated because I don't really like to trade during this time because you start to lose volume. Um, you know, once London closes, New York kind of starts going to lunch. They start wrapping stuff up and, getting ready for the next day. So I don't really like to trade beyond, 9 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So when we got here, I'm irritated, but I see that we're getting close to the level, so I'm looking to get into this trade, but we didn't get down to our level. I'm very disciplined when it comes to my level, so if I don't get a touch, then I need something else to develop to give me a reason to get into the trade, or I wait until I get a touch. And so when we got down here, go down to your 1 minute chart. I did see some break of structure, and again we saw just kind of zoom in right here. So we had this nice little downtrend going on the 1 minute chart right here, and then we did develop a lower high right here, which was a perfect structure to be broken, right? So at that point, we're looking to see if we have any breakers that develop around the same area as a demand zone, which we got right here. So that gave us a reason to get into the trade. So we're looking for price to come back to here, get in. Again, it didn't touch. My rules are very specific. If it doesn't touch our zone, I don't get in. And then we're getting into a time where I don't like to trade. So I didn't take that trade. It would have been a great trade. Easily would have gotten a 2-to-1, probably a lot more than that. Because, start loss would have been somewhere below here, entry here. So easily would have gotten, 2-to-1, maybe another 1.5% out of that. So maybe 3.5. But, oh well. It is what it is. You can't be mad when you've already, made some money, which we did, so we're good there. But yeah, it does suck when you're doing what you want it to do, or when price is doing what you want it to do, and you still don't get that opportunity. But it is what it is. So that's GU. Let's go ahead, get rid of this here. Get rid of some of these things that no longer matter. Clean our charts up a little bit. I think it's safe to say we can get rid of these. We might have a little something up there that we could look at if price starts heading up there. See if we have anything that we can play off of if it doesn't want to get up to this area. And so still haven't touched this, so I mean, is this a legitimate play? It is kind of, but if we go to our 30-minute chart, I mean, clearly we're on a downtrend. If we go to our 1 minute daily chart, as you can see, we got a nice little area that we're bouncing off of up here that goes back to this supply zone here. Okay. And so we've seen a huge move off of this on the daily chart before, and over here as well. I'm sure if we went to like a weekly chart, we have a nice little supply zone here as well. So just to mark it up so you can get an idea of what I'm looking at. Okay, so you got a nice little zone there that price could look to get back up to, but right now, as you can see, it's right here. So we've had a nice move off of it. We tested it the one time. We didn't get a huge move off of it this first time, and that's, I mean, we have a supply zone set up there. It got tested there. That was the second time. This is the third time we didn't get that much, and so, again, I'm thinking, 134, because there's a little demand down here that it can come get. 134 is probably as low as it's going to go before it starts to work its way up towards this. And so, but currently, we're looking at a downtrend with a bounce off of that area up top. So, this area here. So we just came down off that. We have a clear downtrend going on, and so until we do break structure on this 30-minute chart, we're looking for sales predominantly. Now again, we don't play that, what the bias is and that's all we take the trades on. No, we look for supply and demand zones and we trade off those supply and demand zones. But if we do see a bias, then I mean, obviously we're looking for trades to have a lot more strength in that direction. So those trades we could take with more confidence. So we're looking at a clear downtrend. So the fact that we came close to this already, we can get a nice little bounce off of it, but considering momentum is downwards right now, and we never got down to here yesterday, got close. I wouldn't put a whole lot of investment in that level right there. So I'm looking for something to come lower, and then we have a level below that. If we don't get a reaction off of this level, we're looking to bust down to that next level, which is around 130, 137-ish. Well, 130, 136.9. So, anyway, that's what we're looking at down there. If we bust through here, this is our current low. So if there's a liquidity grab, they'll go towards that. So let's get over to GJ and see what we had going on. I know I did take a look at it. We got a perfect bounce off of it last night, off this level. So bang right there. Again, when we were talking last night, this was a level we were looking at here. You have a level on top of a level here. So you had price kind of bounce off this one, didn't quite get to that one. So yeah, this would have been the trade, 26 pip stop loss. This would have been your 2-to-1. If you were looking at, trading GJ last night. And then you got a perfect little bounce off this level here, and so you could have put your stop loss below here and see if you could have got a 2-to-1 to the upside. And I'm not sure. Let's see. So stop loss would have been slightly below there, and 2-to-1 right there. So looks like right about there would have got you triggered. So yeah, that would have been a win right there. Obvious win right there off of that one. So that's GJ. Let's kind of get out of here, and we have this level that's kind of busting through. We got a level on top of a level. Let's go to our 30-minute chart. Yeah, so we have a level on top of a level here. So we might be looking for a move off of that. Again, a lot of times the two are correlated. And so if this is looking to bust through a little bit more, get a bounce off of that back up to the upside, this one can do something similar from right here. We can probably get something down here. Here's a zone that hasn't been tested on the 30-minute chart yet. Let's take a look at that real quick. Again, I'm not going to really go too much in depth as far as how I mark up my charts, but I'll give you guys a few little jewels here and there in these little vlogs. Where's that level? Okay, here we go. So, do we have something down here of interest? I do. Maybe here. Not really. So, I mean, everything down here, there's nothing really fresh down there. So, it's back here. So, I mean, it can bounce off that if it wants to. And so we could look at this whole little level as one big level. And that's a pretty big level there. Yeah, I don't like that. That's 70 pips altogether. So, yeah, I'd say GJ right now, I mean, again, we would have to get a nice confirmation off here. Let's zoom out a little bit more. I didn't really see anything much down there but it did get a nice move off. So, I mean, and this is the first move back down to this area. So, at least on the 30-minute chart, this is the first time any of this is being tested. So, I mean, yeah, it's a possibility. So, go down to a 1-minute chart, and I would need some clear break of structure, and it would have to meet every single rule that we have. So we would need a clear break of structure. We would need a clear demand zone to bounce off of. It would have to come back and touch that demand zone clearly, and give us some imbalance, prior to that. So, yeah, that's GJ though. So, I mean, there is a decent chance we could get a bounce off of there. Otherwise, next level would be probably somewhere around here. Probably go here. So, yeah. So, that one again has been tested multiple times. It's already getting a little rejection off of it, but if for some reason it wanted to bust through, and if it is looking for something to bounce off of, that level is good, and that gives this one some chance to get down here as well, so that they can stay correlated. So, what I'll be looking at tonight on GU is this level here that we didn't quite get to last night, and again, the level below it here. If we bust through here, looking there. Otherwise, we're looking for correction off of here. See if we could get back up to that supply zone. Probably get a little consolidation going here for the rest of the week maybe. On these lower time frames, it'll be a consolidation on the higher time frame. So anyway, a lot longer than I wanted to take on this video, but just kind of giving you guys, again, I said these first 2-3 videos, giving you an idea of how we look at the chart. And so when we do come on here for like the quick 5 to 6, 7 minute video studies where we'll just go over our levels, you can kind of understand why we're looking at what we're looking at. So anyway, July 8th, going into the 9th trading session, and so not much news going on tonight, so we should get some pretty natural reactions to our zone. So happy trading. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready and see if we can make some money tonight. Take care.